Hello, my name is Scott Britton. I'm the President and CEO of MyIntelliSource. Today I will be giving an introduction to the MyIntellITrack iOS application. For those of you who do not know what MyIntellITrack is, MyIntellITrack is a cloud-based multi-user business mileage and associated expense recording system that allows you and your employees to record business mileage and track the associated expenses in a centralized manner using our mobile applications for iOS and Android that are designed to be installed on your phone and on your employees' phones. On this page, you will find separate videos for each of the MyIntellITrack applications for the web and Android. Let me give you a snapshot of what MyIntellITrack is. MyIntellITrack was born and designed out of different various ways I have tried to keep track of mileage driven for business purposes. Although the most accurate, keeping track by the odometer was tedious. Having to stop and write down odometer readings was a real nuisance. What I needed was a way to record mileage and have it automatically done for me when I needed it. After some initial thought, it was decided that practically everybody has a mobile device, and the idea was born. We started with an initial idea and worked outward to come up with a centralized solution that users and companies of all sizes could use. MyIntellITrack uses the phone to record your trips with a push of a button, and with the same push of one button stops the recording. Upon completing a trip, the MyIntellITrack mobile applications upload their contents to MyIntelliSource's server cloud that can be accessed via an easy-to-use web application by the subscriber to get mileage data, travel expenses per mile, and optionally employee reimbursement expenses. The system is multi-user, meaning you can arm every employee in your business with a method to record business mileage, trip data, and expenses by the employee simply downloading the application from the Apple App Store, Google Play Store, or Amazon App Store. With the MyIntellITrack system, you get an easy-to-use, cloud-based, centralized system that can be accessed anywhere you have an internet connection. This is a brief overview of what MyIntellITrack is. The rest of this video will explain how to use the MyIntellITrack iOS application to your advantage. Welcome back. To begin using MyIntellITrack, the first thing we must accomplish is setting up the device to use MyIntellITrack. I have MyIntellITrack already installed on my iPhone. Before you can use MyIntellITrack, you must go into iOS settings and change something. So I will open up iOS settings and scroll down and click on privacy. Then click location services and scroll down and find MyIntellITrack and click on it. Then select always allow under location services. Now, this does not mean we are tracking your location 24/7, 365. Only when you push the record drive button does it start tracking location, and when you click stop recording, it stops. The reason it needs to be set is if you switch to another application, such as take a phone call, if it is set to anything else, the app will stop recording location. Now that we have set up MyIntellITrack to work properly, the next thing we need to accomplish is setting up a free account with MyIntelliSource. I will open up MyIntellITrack, which will bring up the login screen. Down close to the bottom of the screen, you will see a register button, which I will click on. This brings up our registration system. Registering is very simple and requires just a few key pieces of information which are encrypted in our server cloud for your protection. I'm going to register our business MyIntelliSource. I will note that I'm demonstrating this on a test server versus a live production server. You can either select a business account or a personal account and switch it at a later date if you want to. So I'll enter our company name, my name prefix, my first name, my last name, my email address, a password, and the security code which tells the server cloud that a live person is entering account information. Passwords must be 8 or more characters in length and include one uppercase and one lowercase letter and a number. So once you enter all the required information, the submit button will change to enabled so I can click on it and we'll get a verification that the account was created. Before you can log in, you must verify your account by going to your email inbox where our server cloud immediately sends you a verification email. In the email, there's an embedded link that verifies that you created the account. You may have to look in your junk mail folder if you do not see the verification email. I will click it and my account is now verified and usable. Now that we've set up the device to properly use MyIntellITrack and create a user account, the last thing we need to do is go in settings in MyIntellITrack and set the unit type. I need to switch back to MyIntellITrack and log in. Settings is located in the More screen, so go to More and find Settings and click on it. MyIntellITrack defaults to miles, but if you need kilometers, then you need to click the row that says Display Unit, select kilometers, hit Save in the navigation bar, and then hit Save on the back screen and it'll be saved to MyIntelliSource's server cloud. That does it for setting up the device. In the next section, we will begin exploring the user interface. Welcome back. I have MyIntellITrack open on my iPhone and I'm going to log in and start explaining how to use MyIntellITrack. So I'll enter my login information. And now we're at the home page of MyIntellITrack. There is a drop-down box in the middle of the screen that we will come back to in a little while. I will draw your attention to the lower tab bar. There are 3 options visible here and 3 options located under the More tab. The 6 options are Record, Trips, Invitations, Users, Settings, which we've already talked about, and Account. The most important feature is the application is the Record Drive feature, which I will select now. Every time you want to record distance, all you have to do is click the Record tab and click the Start Recording Drive button. Just to show an example, I will click Start Recording so you can see that the button changes to Stop Recording Drive. I have not gone anywhere, so this drive will record 0 miles. So I will click Stop Recording so you can see the next screen how to save your data to the MyIntelliSource server cloud. As you can see, we have stopped the drive and a few options appear. You may enter any parking expenses, toll expenses, and notes with your drive to accompany the mileage recording, and they will be saved and recorded. So for now, I will click Delete this drive and go for a real drive. So I'm going to start recording a real drive now and pause the video and get in my vehicle and go for a short drive. Welcome back. I'm going to stop recording on my drive and save it. Parking, tolls, and notes are optional, But for this drive, I will enter an example so I can show you later after the server cloud has processed your driving data. It takes at minimum 5 minutes to process your data and compute the mileage depending on our server cloud. We will look at the history of the drive in a moment, but next we will cover adding users. MyIntellITrack is a multi-user, multi-entity system, meaning you can use your account and also be a member of another subscriber's account. I will click on the More tab and select Users. As you can see, we are currently not an end user on anybody else's account. To be able to add end users to your account, you must set up a monthly subscription for MyIntellITrack, which is based on the number of users. So I will click Admin in the upper right navigation bar, and because we are not already subscribed, it will ask us to log into the billing system and set up a subscription, which I will demonstrate now. So I click the Login button, which brings up the web application. I enter my credentials and the security code, and it brings up the billing homepage. As you can see, I have no subscriptions currently. So I will click Create New Subscription, which brings up where you may select MyIntellITrack to subscribe to and enter your credit card information. With MyIntelliSource's subscriptions, you only subscribe once. When you invite users to use your account, when they accept your invitation sent from MyIntelliSource's server cloud by email, your subscription is automatically updated. If you decide to revoke a user, your subscription is also updated to remove the additional license. So I will select MyIntellITrack as a service to subscribe to and enter a test credit card number because I'm demonstrating this on a test server. As you can see, the subscription was successfully added. Now if I go back a screen, you will see your new subscription. If you need to change the credit card you use to pay for your subscription, you can select Update Payment Info and enter your new information. In addition, you may terminate your subscription at any time by coming to the billing homepage and canceling your subscription. Now that we've added a subscription, if I double tap the web page again, hit Admin again, I am transported to the current user screen. As it stands right now, we have no end users. I will click on Invite on the upper right navigation bar to invite a new user. To establish an end user account, all you need is an email address and to select whether end users can manually add trips, say they forget to record a trip, and whether or not you want your end user to be able to modify trip data after the fact. So for my end user, I'm going to use our developer group email account that I've already set up ahead of time since we have already gone through the process of demonstrating creating a user account. So I'm going to enter the email and I'm going to leave the two options to modify data after the fact and manually add data disabled and hit invite user. As you could see, we received a message that the account invitation was successful. To view your invitations, click on the Invitations tab. As you can see, I have not received any invitations from any other users, but if I click on Sent in the upper right navigation bar, it shows the invitation I sent to the other email address. If I click the row, you may revoke the invitation while it has not been accepted. Now I'm going to go to my email and click the link in the email and log in with my end user account. And now the linking is complete. Now if I switch back to MyIntellITrack, log out of the primary account, and log in as the end user, you will see something different in a moment. Remember I said MyIntellITrack is a multi-user, multi-entity system. Now in the Accounts tab bar option in the Select option box in the middle of the screen, you see two accounts. With MyIntellITrack, the end user may switch at his or her discretion which account to use. End users can be a member of an unlimited number of other subscribers' accounts and switch between them here. So you see, adding users to your account is a painless process, and you can arm as many employees as you like with the ability to use MyIntellITrack. In the final section, we will look at viewing trips already created. Welcome back. I have taken a trip and saved it with parking, tolls, and notes entered about the trip, and now we're going to view it. On the tab bar, I click Trips. This brings up a screen with the option to select a date range. I will leave the date range to the default and click Retrieve Trip Data. As you can see, we have a row of trip data from earlier. If I click on the row, it brings up the details. As I will show, I can change the notes, tolls, and parking expenses here. If I were the end user, I would not be able to change these. When I invited the end user, I set the end user account could not modify or manually add routes. If I go into user administration and change the permissions for the end user, then he or she would be able to change this data if it was his or her trip and not mine. I will change the data and click Modify Trip. As you will see, the data will be saved to MyIntelliSource's server cloud. This wraps up what you can do on the phone. The phone basically accesses the recording device, and the bulk of the administration gets done on the web application. In the next section, I will conclude this tutorial with some final comments and my email address if you have any questions or comments. This wraps up my demonstration of the MyIntellITrack iOS application. Please make sure to view the MyIntellITrack web application video, as this is where the bulk of the administration happens. When we designed the phone applications, we decided that the phone would serve basically as the recording device and the web application would serve as the administration device. I appreciate the opportunity to demonstrate MyIntellITrack iOS application to you. I hope you will try and subscribe to MyIntellITrack because it will effectively and efficiently reduce time spent, overhead, and headaches in keeping track of business mileage. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to email me at the email address at the end of this video. Again, my name is Scott Britton. I'm the President and CEO of MyIntelliSource. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great day.